Okay, if we're talking about lethal force, again, you're going to want to check your local laws and everything like that, because of course I don't want to tell you anything that's incorrect, and you get in trouble for something. So when people talk about lethal force, they say, well, when is it okay? Most people will tell you when you're in fear for your life. Obviously, if you are being attacked, someone's trying to kill you or something like that, well, yeah, I mean, you're going to defend yourself, and you're going to do what you got to do so that you stay alive. Other than that, an easier way to think about it is to use equal force. If you can think equal force, I think a lot of people, a lot of just regular individuals can relate to that, more. And there is a such thing, like if you're law enforcement, there's an escalation of force. There's you've got your chart, you've got your continuum of, the guy's just, verbal, and then he goes to, maybe he gets combative, maybe he's going to use something. So it escalates. It escalates. It just doesn't, usually, hopefully, you don't just go by because you pulled him over for no reason, or, whatever. He's got to present a threat, right? So think about equal force. So if I've got my knife and I'm coming at you with a knife, well, a knife is lethal force. But if I'm just in my kitchen and I'm chopping some carrots or something, and you come in my house, you can't just kill me because I've got a knife in my hand. There's got to be a threat. Just because I have a knife, it doesn't mean nothing. If I have my folder or something in my pocket, I've got a knife. You can't just come up and kill me, right? I mean, use your common sense. So just think about equal force. If I've got my fist up and I'm challenging to a fight, obviously you shouldn't fight for your own safety. You never know what's going to happen, especially at bars or something like that. People get drunk and all that, and things can escalate. So anyways, you always want to try to avoid it if you can, right? Make the right decisions. Okay, we talked about that before. But if I've got my hands up and for some reason you have nowhere to go and you've got to engage me, you're going to use your hands, maybe some kicks, something like that. It's an equal force. If I bring out a knife, it's different. So the thing about you got to understand. Ultimately, if you do use lethal force, meaning that you exerted some kind of amount of energy or force to cause someone death or something like that. With lethal force, though, how it's written, at least where I'm at, is you're in fear for your life, or something that will create great bodily injury. So, for example, if you're a woman and someone's beating you, maybe they're going to try and rape you or something like that. Do you have authorization to use deadly force, lethal force, whatever you want to call it? That's a good question. You might want to ask yourself that. If I don't have a knife or anything like that, but I'm on top of you and I'm beating you down or whatever, and I'm trying to rape you, do you have the authorization to kill me? I would say yes. You're going to do what you got to do to get away. Again, I'm not going to tell you anything. I don't want to be wrong here, but the point is that you're going to have to go to court, and when you go to court, you've got to prove all of these things. You've got to prove to them that you were in fear for your life, or that who knows, this guy, if he's going to rape you, most people get murdered after that. Not everybody, but some, just unfortunately. But so other than that, it's going to come down to you got to prove yourself. Okay, if you just put up your fists and I take out my knife and I just start going to town on you, well, when I go to court, I'm going to have to explain why I did that, and it's not going to look right. Same thing with police. If they just shoot you for no reason and you got your hands up and they just shoot you like that, obviously there's a problem. The guy has to present some kind of a threat. Maybe he turns and he pulls something out of his pocket, something like that. So that's it. That's about it on lethal force.